BMW claim their new 1 Series has all the thrills of the old model, but with far fewer drawbacks. And they would say that, wouldn't they? So we better check to be sure. The 1 Series' boot was always a bit of a weak point. However, on the new car, it's quite a bit bigger. In fact, it's larger than some normal, more mainstream boxy hatchbacks. And there's not much of a lip for you to lift things over, which is good. Plus, when you fold down the rear seats, oh yes, they're lying pretty much completely flat. There's more practicality here in the front than in the old car as well. For instance, you've got big side door bins on a 1 Series, and there's little compartments where you can store a selection of your favourite sugary drinks. There's even more space in the centre console for a couple of bottles and cans. Means you're not going to go thirsty on long journeys, but obviously if you're going far, you'll probably want some snacks as well. So don't worry, look, there we go. The glove box big enough. Quite a few bags of popcorn. And look what I have here in the centre armrest. It's raining miniature heroes. This is perfect. And just down here, there's even a secret compartment where you can store an emergency kit kat if you run out of all this other stuff. Anyway, if I get a little bit hyper later on in the review, you'll know why. Anyway, let's talk about equipment, because you get keyless go, air conditioning and 6 airbags as standard, while all but the base spec model gets BMW's iDrive interface, which lets you control the car's functions through this screen here. It's very nice and easy to use. But really for me, the biggest difference with this car compared to the old one is the increase in interior quality, because it feels much better built and the design is also nicer too. The new 1 Series has a great set of engines, including the new entry-level 1.6 litre turbo petrol in this car. It's a cracking little unit actually. It revs very freely, makes a nice raspy noise as well, and can do 0 to 60 in just 8.5 seconds. Yet thanks to various fuel-saving technologies, including stop-start, you can still return almost 50 miles per gallon. You can now also get the car with something called dynamic drive control, and that lets you alter the car's steering sensitivity, the throttle response and the suspension settings by pressing a button down here. And you can choose from options ranging from Sport Plus, which is lots of fun, to Eco Plus, which is not quite so much fun, but it will save you some money. However, as like before, the BMW 1 Series' key selling point is the fact that it's the only car of this size that is rear-wheel drive, and this, plus the low-slung driving position and the very responsive steering, means that it effectively feels like a sports car. However, unlike the old car, this new one feels a lot more comfortable over bumps in the road, and it's quieter too. That said, some downsides do remain, such as the limited rear visibility, the springy feeling of the gear shift, and the fact that the seats, while supportive, are a little bit on the firm side. The biggest problem with the new 1 Series though is that there's still not that much room in the back. For starters, being rear-wheel drive means that you get this rather annoying transmission tunnel, which pretty much renders this central seat as redundant. Now I have to admit, it does feel more roomy in the back than in the old 1 Series, but it's still not great. If you notice, knee room, it's not really any better than you get on a Super Mini. I have to say, if you want to carry adults regularly in the back, you'll be better off with an Audi A3. Finally, there's the price, because the 1 Series, well, it is a little bit expensive, especially if you get carried away with the options. That said, it is cheap to run, regardless of which engine you go for, and it will hold its value well come resale time. And don't forget, it's the only car of this size that has rear-wheel drive.